You're taking a live look at Paycor Stadium. Of course, a little less than a week away is the next Bengals home game against the Jets. Hopefully we can bring home the dub, and today we're bringing home the dub in sense of lots of sun being reported and recorded on all of our cameras around town. Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. We got through a pretty messy weekend. At least one of the days was very messy. The other one was warm and breezy, that being Saturday. Yesterday, rainy, windy, chilly, you name it. It was kind of all of it except for warm, and it's led us into this. Temperatures, your lunchtime temps in the middle to upper 50s. You got 55s, our cooler spots in Batesville, Harrison, Lebanon, Wilmington, and Falmouth, all at 55, whereas here in Cincinnati in the 57 to 58 degree range. And we're going to hang on to these fall-like temperatures throughout your work week. They're going to kind of go a little bit like this, just because we have some rain chances, but because we're seeing rain chances early in the week, we're not seeing too big of a warm-up. So again, some of us could see the rain as soon as tomorrow morning. We'll unpack that timing here in just a second. And we have some additional rain chances that could affect the Bengals game on Sunday. So your first alert on that is coming right up too. So let's take you outside, show you what I'm seeing, which of course is a lot of sun on our downtown cam. Temperatures in Cincinnati at 57. We did wake up this morning to just a little bit of fog around the area waterways. We expect more of that as we see more of like a Thursday, Friday morning sort of setup, and not so much tonight and Wednesday, and that's because we have those showers starting to build back into the area. If it's not fog, it's rain, right? And that's what we're seeing for your early morning commute. So it's not going to affect everybody. It's pretty unimpressive too. It's certainly not going to be as substantial, not as impactful as what we saw yesterday, but it is going to rain and it is going to be a little breezy for Tuesday. But today what you'll need, the light jacket with temps in the 60s. We're going to be very sunny, wall-to-wall sunshine, perhaps too much sunshine. So just have the sunglasses at the ready. Here's your first alert on tomorrow morning. Clouds build back to the tri-state pretty quickly overnight into your Tuesday, and this keeps temperatures in the low 50s. We're going to see 50 degrees closer to about midnight, and then we could warm up as the morning continues. We're at 53 by about 6 to 7, and that's kind of the tail end of the rain chances for the morning. Some of us could see it as soon as about 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning west of Cincinnati, whereas 6 to 7, it's pushing a little bit east of Cincinnati, but still leaving behind just a little bit of puddles, leaving behind that is some breezy conditions too. Again, that's really going to be sandwiched into tomorrow's forecast. And before I start talking about the weather timeline for tomorrow, I want to show you your wind gusts for tomorrow, in which honestly you could start to notice the winds today just as we get closer to the afternoon. Gusts up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So noticeable, but not extreme. Certainly nothing to compare to Sunday, in which some of us saw 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Kind of slice that in half for today. And for tomorrow morning, that's when we start to see 25, maybe 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And then the afternoon will be the windiest, 30 to 35 miles per hour. And that's just the winds. You'll see it on your weather timeline, the impact from the rain itself. I mean, it keeps temperatures a little bit steady towards the afternoon in the upper 60s. Keep in mind, we're waking up in the 50s tomorrow, so not too big of a jump there. And then we see the rain. I mean, by about 3 to 4, that'll be approaching Cincinnati. From about 4 to 5, that's starting to pass east of Cincinnati. From 6 to 7, that's when we really start to see that line not only starting to form, become a little bit more defined, but it'll be out of Cincinnati by about 7 to 8. So maybe some early commute issues right during the commute, depending on when your commute is, from about 7 to 9. That's when things are going to start to shape up to be a pretty nice day. Mostly sunny skies will help evaporate that rain that we see early that morning, but as soon as the afternoon hits, or the dinner time hours hit, I should clarify, that's when we have our next chance, which is round number 2. This will be spotty in nature. I'm expecting it because of the timing. I'm expecting this to kind of strengthen as it treks from west to east. You notice, let me back it up for you. 5:30, here 7. becomes a little bit more defined. And that's just working off a little bit of extra heat east of Cincinnati. I'm not expecting anything too strong or severe, maybe not even seeing any thunderstorms with this. In fact, it's more likely that you just catch some rain east of Cincinnati before it's on its merry little way into your Wednesday. Which Wednesday, because we're seeing that cold front on Tuesday, giving us both chances for rain on Tuesday, that's when we're seeing the coldest weather, is Wednesday. 56 Wednesday. Wednesday night, some of us dropping into the 30s. In fact, I've dropped that forecast low on Thursday morning. I mean, granted, from the low 40s to the upper 30s, it's interchangeable, but I mean, upper 30s looks a little bit cooler than the low 40s, of course. So that's your next 5 days in regards to temperatures. How about the chance for rain? Because the chance for rain, even heading into your weekend, it starts off pretty dry, good for Football Friday, but then here come the rain chances. I'd say your next best chance, the day that I'm seeing a lot of rain and a big impact, that's going to be Tuesday of next week. So still over a week away from that. But we're starting to see some signs, some signals of rain as soon as late Saturday into Sunday and throughout the afternoon on Sunday too. It's about a 20 to 30% chance because while I'm seeing the rain in the models, I'm not seeing any strong signals of upper level support. And what you need to know about that is not all the pieces are quite there yet, and if all the pieces do come together, that chance will go up. But if it falls apart, that chance will go down. So you're saying there's a chance, and that's because there is. I'd say out of the 2 weekend days, there's a greater chance for Sunday rather than Saturday. All right, let's see if we have any questions coming on in. It's 12:07. I'm about to get to your 7-day. JD's tuning in. What's the weather for Canton tomorrow morning? I do not know the weather for Canton tomorrow morning. I'm assuming it's a lot cooler than us, though. Probably rainy as well. That's where we're seeing the heaviest rain is north of the tri-state. And I'm doing well. I hope you have a good day, too. Thank you for tuning in, as always. And let's get to that 7-day forecast because I mean, it's very fall-like despite those rain chances. Well, I guess fall does include the rain chances too. Anyway, no extreme rain, I should say. Today, mid-60s, mostly sunny skies. We're waking up tomorrow morning in the low 50s. To put it in perspective, some of us, Hamilton, woke up in the mid-30s this morning. We can't rule out some frost as we get into the later week, and so if you haven't done this already, which I would be very surprised if you haven't, take in any plants, cover them, do whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that your plants can get through the frost. And I'm not seeing anything freezing, no hard freezes in this forecast, but we'll get pretty close, especially Thursday and Friday mornings with temperatures in the upper 30s to the low 40s. Again, the coolest afternoon this week is going to be Wednesday. You'll need the jacket all day on Wednesday with highs in the middle 50s. Even Thursday, you could make the argument, even though we're seeing more sun in that forecast, temperatures in the low 60s. Football Friday, that looks good, low 60s in the afternoon, which means the evening, by default, is going to be a little bit on the cooler side. So 'tis the season, jacket season, and maybe a blanket too. And then Saturday, that's when I'm noticing that southerly wind kicking back into the tri-state, and that's when we're going to be warmer, mid-60s, and looking mostly dry on Saturday because Sunday's kind of the day that I'm watching for our next chance. I mean, again, it's about a 30% chance. If you have tickets to the Bengals game, of course, this time of year, it's looking more of rain and less of storms, which I'm not too worried about storms, especially if the timing favors, if it bumps up a little bit. It keeps temperatures in the middle 60s, so not too much in the way of active, strong, severe storms. I'm not worried about that. It's just looking like some rain, especially in northern Kentucky, because this is going to be lifting. These shower chances are going to be lifting, which means if it all holds together, which it's more likely that that doesn't happen because we're so far away from the chance, right? But that's going to pull in the warmer temperatures that we'll see for Monday. And we'll actually catch a brief break. It's your 1-2 punch sort of setup in which we're seeing round number 1 late Sunday evening into your Monday, and then round number 2, the best chance for rain out of your first alert extended forecast is looking like Tuesday of next week. Storms possible with that cold front coming on through, and temperatures in the middle 60s. So as we see a few chances for showers throughout your work week, and I should say throughout this 10-day forecast, because we only have one day for some showers this week. I mean, it keeps temperatures from getting too warm versus too cold. We're kind of steady, staying in the middle 50s to the middle 60s, despite Monday. I mean, she's the outlier. Temperatures near 70 degrees ahead of that stronger cold front, which is giving us a better rain chance on Tuesday of next week. We'll see if any questions rolling on in. Jen's tuning in. Sweater weather. I like your sweater. This is my favorite time of year. Thank you so much for the compliment on my sweater. I love this time of year myself. When I was starting to see this time last week, Jen, when I was looking at this week's forecast, I was like, oh my gosh, we're so excited, or at least I'm so excited. I'm sure you are too. Thanks for tuning in as always. And yeah, it's a little cold. And this dress is a short sleeve, and so sweater's necessary, especially for 19 at noon. It's a little cold in here. Thanks for tuning in. And then Montgomery's tuning in. Awesome job you do. Thank you so much, Montgomery, and I appreciate you tuning in too. Okay, so the time now is 12:12. Let's kick through this forecast one more time, because some of us might just now be tuning in and wondering, oh my gosh, what does Tuesday look like? Not too impressive, guys. One more look at tomorrow's forecast, your weather timeline here. If this keeps temperatures in the middle 60s, because we see some showers in the morning and some in the afternoon, but you'll notice neither chance is too impressive. 3 to 4 in the morning. Some light showers start to press into the tri-state from the west to the east, here in Cincinnati from about 4 to 6, and those east of Cincinnati from about 6 to 8 o'clock with that mean defined line, though some chances will continue until about 9 o'clock. And then we get into your afternoon, plenty of sun, plenty of dry time, middle 60s for your afternoon highs tomorrow. It'll be a bit breezy ahead of the second chance, so that evening commute, wind gusts up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour. And then by about 6 to 7, we're starting to see this line of scattered showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder starting to develop ahead of this cold front. And so that could impact your evening practices if you're tuning in Cincinnati, towards Butler County, south along 75 towards Grant County, and east, kind of slicing the tri-state in half and east. You have got the greatest chance for some heavier showers in the afternoon, but it's still, you can't compare it to Sunday. At least I'm trying not to, because even though you're going to see the rain, you're going to see the winds, you're going to see the cooler temperatures, none of those things are going to be as extreme as what we saw pushing through on Sunday. So yeah, we're going to get you through your Tuesday. We have more dry time than rain time in tomorrow's forecast. It's not too impressive as far as rainfall totals go. And we're going to be watching that weekend chance for some showers, especially for those of us that are heading out to Paycor Stadium on Bengals game day against the Jets. That's going to be Sunday. We'll be watching that forecast like a hawk. But for now, signing off here in Queensgate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a great rest of your Monday.